Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. Before we jump into the action, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe if you want to support what we are doing here and follow along with all of the amazing stories that you get to experience on a daily basis. In addition to that, if you are interested in joining our community, you can find the link to our Patreon down in the description below. Keep in mind that you will get into our Discord server if you click that and go ahead and join in and hang out with all of us as well. So might be fun, might be worthwhile. And if you're interested in joining any of our games, we do have open slots available. So be sure to just let me know. Uh-oh. Yep. She joined. Alrighty, so Carl, go ahead and tell us what happened last session.
From what I remember when we last left off, we had just about concluded our interactions with the Void Dragon and the large flame elemental dragon. And whilst discussing a few things, we realized that, or he told us, or it, depending on what the fuck it is, told us that the younger copy dragons needed to be taken care of. And basically not insinuated, just told us to kill the dragons that were there. Well, it pacifists its way through the encounter, being used as a large piece of cover by most of the party. After a somewhat eventful battle involving wind and water, and the dead dragon corpse in the corner, we eventually killed a couple of dragons, and discussing how to get back, what's his name?
Gazirzes.
Is like, hey, you can enter me. But then proceeded to tell people that extra-dimensional spaces should not enter other extra-dimensional spaces, so we had to leave behind the bag and not the contents. So I am currently homeless. Anyway, after the eventful events of half the party searching for loot, even though we were specifically warned that most of the items in there could be cursed. However, that did not deter Liara and Casimir, from what I could remember, from exploring to their heart's content and annoyance, as they could not get a few things. After arriving at Maida, we were attacked because we arrived on a giant void dragon, or in a giant void dragon, and were gathered into a war room to see what to do next. I told them everything that we needed to know, and they told us about the blue book, where they kept track of powerful mages. Had a lovely conversation about Luna. Something about a tree in the Underdark. That's it.
Well, you all began crafting your own theories as to who the individual is that has been crafting these dragons. And there was a moment of panic where some of you thought it was Luna. However, after going through the blue book, it turned out that it could be any number of individuals, and without specific proof, you can't really assume that it was her. Also, apparently, the Morian military, to some degree, has been monitoring her closely, and it didn't seem to line up time-wise with something she'd be capable of doing. So, that idea was luckily thwarted for everybody's hearts. And you decided to go ahead and continue with your missions and maybe find some information by doing that. So, after the meeting in the war room is adjourned, because Reyna is here, the captain will stand up and excuse himself, leaving you all with Dan's, who's still copying a version of the blue book for you all. I'm gonna go look for any more information we can find. And I'll tell Marquise. We'll see if he's available to teleport you all. Unless, of course, you think you figured it out. He looks at you, Liara. You are muted.
I had to unmute it. Yeah. Lara's gonna be like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I feel like I could do it now. Yeah, I could do it on my own. I just had to watch. I just had to be confident. That's all.
Very well. Well, when you need to, dance. Yeah. Show her the, proper circles. I don't have access to any of those. And Liara, suddenly in your mind, you are aware of 3 different circles in the world, because that's how the spell works. The moment you take it, you learn 3 spells in the world. One of them, one that you are aware of, is on an island outside of Morian, and you don't know why. The other one you are aware of is one in a hotel in the southern oasis, which does lead to the Underdark. And you learn about one in Nortis.
Okay, so Nortis, one that's at a hotel in the southern oasis, and the other is on an island right near here.
Yes.
Okay.
How far from here?
The island? I don't know. I kind of want to see the island. I've been. Really
it's like 5 miles off the coast to the southeast side.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah. It's right off the coast. Yeah.
So if we bamfed into there, like, we'd have to have a boat to get back.
Yeah, this is true. Or I mean,
at your guys' level, really, like it's.
Well, I mean, if we like limp away from like a big fight, now we're all marooned here because we're all too weak to escape this island.
Where? I think half the party has an athletics check that could swim it. Okay. Like...
I can swim it now.
Oh yeah, you can. All right.
So I think if we're gonna just do the right choice, let's just go to the hotel. It's weird that they have a teleportation circle in a hotel. Anyone else think that? It's got to be really fancy or something.
Sounds like a pretty important place.
Yeah.
It's got like an entrance to the Underdark.
Okay, yeah, we should probably go there, unless you guys want to go somewhere else.
And if it's a hotel, we could stay there before we head out?
Hopefully, unless they charge us an arm and a leg, which is a possibility.
The name of the hotel is the Blue Dive Inn.
Before we go, let's do a little bit of resupply.
Okay, so we're doing more shopping. Great. All right, what are we looking for? Let's get it out of the way.
Healing potions.
You guys have tapped them out. You've been gone like 3 days. Yeah. You guys bought all of them twice. Like it's
3 days, but Liara's got like 2 people like banging him
working
out.
around the clock.
I mean, did you tell them specifically, make these, keep them for me when I get back, or did you say make them and sell them? Because right now,
Make them and
Morian's
sell them.
buying. Yeah,
I guess
Morian's
that's
buying.
true, yeah.
It's...
Hopefully they're buying with Electrum.
That's right.
I gotta bring Electrum to that dragon.
I can see in the dark. Does anyone else need anything to see in the dark?
Not really. I mean, I could see okay, and I got some torches in my pack.
Okay.
I don't want to bother.
Yeah, I can see okay in the dark.
I have good vision.
So all of you can see in the dark. That's good. That's
Right.
good.
That's what I had.
How much money did we get from these dragons? Did we already add it to our inventories? Or...
Did they pay you out for the last 3 dragons, everybody?
No,
No.
I don't think they did.
Oh, they didn't.
No.
Good thing
Alright.
Liara's here.
Yeah.
Moose, what was the contract again? I know you remember.
Contract
It-
was.
I had, I believe.
What'd you say, Moose?
I remember we were debating about per head and per task, and they were more.
We went per task.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you have it, Sebastian?
I remember we went per task, and I swear I wrote it down here. I'm just. combing
1,000
through.
gold per task, and it's 1,500 per task if it contains a dragon.
Okay, and so this one pertained 3 dragons, and looking at how much money they have, that would have been all in all, not each. So 1,500 times 3 plus 1,000 is 5,500 that Lieutenant Dan's will gather for you all. Unless you want him to transfer it to your bank account, they can do that for you. Make it easy. You guys have a fancy bank. They could do that shit for you. Get paid on the fly. Send a setting message. Where's my money at?
Bitch, I don't have my money. Let's put it in the. I'll put mine in the account.
All right, so we have to divide it by 7, which comes out to
785.
Yep. So each of you gets 785 gold, and you put 787 gold into the party loot
Bank account.
bank account in the party loot. Yeah. Who's editing?
That would be I.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, nobody can say I'm afraid of giving my players money. Gold. So, after Lieutenant Dan is done transcribing for, I'd say about an hour or so, he wipes his brow, as that was probably the hardest he has pushed paper and pencil together in a very long time, and then hands you over the book. I believe, who was going to keep the blue book on them?
Probably Liara.
I mean, Liara.
Who's going to be holding the book? Wizard.
Yeah, Liara will take it. I ended up paying for that guy to go to training, right? Like the
Yeah.
people that work for me. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. You guys covered all that last session.
Good. I guess next time I come out here, I'll just use the money to invest in the business or something later.
So you're holding on to the blue book then?
Yeah, I'll hold on, Blue Book.
All right. Now, the blue books are special. They take 2 keys to open. Who's going to keep the first key and who's going to keep the second?
I guess I can keep the first if somebody wants
I
to
can
take
keep
the
a
second
key, I guess. I don't know.
All right.
Lab partner, you want the key?
Yes, I'll take the key.
So Sebastian just yoinks it.
Okay.
So the only way the blue book can be opened is with both keys. Unless you have an arcane trickster pick the lock. A typical lockpick doesn't understand the magical protections this book has. It is not an enduring book when it is open. When it is closed, it is. But if a situation comes in where you need to dispose of it, open it and toss it into fire. It'll be destroyed.
Oh, crazy. Nice.
Very good. There you all go. That is our blue book of all of the difficult people. And yeah, I suppose you need a little bit of chalk. So, and he reaches into a pouch and hands you a whole bunch of glitter chalk. Because that's how you cast teleportation circle.
Nice.
I'll start drawing I'll draw a circle.
Would you mind if I can just get a couple of potions from your shop when they make them next, as payment for that? That came out of my pocket.
Sure. Tell them Liara sent you. I'm sure nobody's done that yet. I mean,
sounds good.
I don't have a way to tell them that unless I
just write a note or something, or send a message.
Yeah, here.
But I hope my association with you is good enough that word of mouth should be fair. Right?
Here. Do you have a piece of paper? I'm gonna take a pen and write.
He has lots of paper. Yeah.
Take the chalk and write from Liara. Give him X amount of potions.
Oh no, you're wasting the chalk. And it looks like that sparkle gel writing that we all had, those terrible pens. Yeah.
Oh, this is great. I love this. Okay. Wait, once you make these circles, don't they stay for good? Like the teleportation circle? Or do you have to like keep doing it for like a certain amount of time?
If you wish to create a permanent one, you have to cast it every day for a year in the same location.
Oh, that's
a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is.
God,
that's a downtime activity. Like
Saint doing that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's why we were lucky in the last campaign that Jiro let us take over the circle that was already in the basement of the Morian estate.
And all you had to do
or not the Morian, the
your guys' estate.
Toku, yeah.
Okay, well, no teleportation circle in the laboratory, so I guess we'll just draw one at the table and leave.
So you're doing this in the war room? Lieutenant Dans will stop you. There is no teleportation capable in this room.
Oh.
It's immune to all type of magical divination, teleportation, everything.
You guys are smart.
Well,
yeah,
that's a
really
very secure location for a reason. It's our war room.
Hell yeah. I'm impressed.
He smiles and nods. Yeah.
I like all the statues. Except that one.
Which one?
I'm gonna put it the one that was like the one that's a war.
Oh yeah, her. That was terrifying. Anyways, all of you have a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll lock up the room.
I guess we walk out. I'm walking out.
All right, so you all walk out together. And, of course, I assume you're just going to stand in the middle of the hallway and cast teleportation?
Yeah, I'm going to draw a circle on the ground.
Liara, let's...
What? Yes?
We can go just down the hallway, and there's going to be a place where we can do that where no one will step on it or mess it up or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I thought we were like rushing. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's not far. So Brandon will take her down the hallway to like a little sitting area, like where it's quiet.
Yeah. A little alcove that has a large glass window that just allows all of the daylight to flood in. Easy enough.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna start casting teleportation circle.
Alrighty. And after, I think, 10 minutes or 1 minute, either or, makes no difference, the circle glows with a flash, and each of you are thrust far away. I need everybody aside from Reyna? to give me a con save.
Oh my. Nice. +4 if you're around me.
Well, you're all within 10 feet of each other, so yeah, everybody gets the +4.
Oh,
Nice! Nice!
25.
All of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing... Trivial. Trivial, con save, please.
One moment.
Yes, I just used it.
Oh, well, that was lovely.
Oh God.
No.
You all feel the pull of this circle envelop your body, and as this is happening, very last moment, Liara says, "Oh yeah, close your mouths." And
Oh, shit.
Trivial, you're the only one who doesn't. And as you are
Thanks,
flying
Liara.
across the plains of existence, moving halfway across Zodiac over towards the southern oasis, you left your mouth open, and there was a flood of magic that just pulls
Alright.
through your body. And when you all slam on the ground, most of you are a little dizzy for a few seconds, but Trivial, your entire
bad, I got
fucking
nothing.
system is off right now. You have a level of exhaustion, and you're just, whoa.
Oh, I thought she was gonna puke.
That's
So did I.
that's alongside it. I mean, yeah, that's alongside,
Magical
but
puking.
yeah.
Puking glittery chalk.
And
Oh,
you
dear.
all are standing on top of a stage in a tavern with about 16 well-dressed or heavily dressed individuals looking over at you, most of which with scimitars, glaives, long swords, and all of which wrapped with this very tight set of grays, tans, and other choice and other light materials, as they all just turn and look over at you all.
Oh wow, I think we
Uh,
interrupted something.
Sorry, we're traveling on official Moran business.
One of the individuals stands up and adjusts the scimitar on their waist. Like, they hold it directly in front of them, and it's still through the loop, but it's not sheathed. It's just through the loop, as they kind of saunter over towards you all with a very slow Western feel. The individual has no facial hair whatsoever, very dark, brown complexion, and looks at you all with these golden eyes all across you. They seem to be half-elf, and what type of half-elf is difficult to discern when you look at them. None of you seem to recognize, but he walks over and, very well. Drinks, gestures over towards the bar.
Thank you.
Yes.
Random Mori.
Please.
She'll reach out her hand to shake his.
He keeps his left hand on his scimitar and reaches over to you with the right. Pleasure to meet you, Miss Mori. And then lifts your hand and kisses the back of it. And then he goes over to you, Liara, and bows very deeply to you.
I'm imagining Moose is going to saddled on this, sticking his torso out of the bag of holding that he remade. Just have you ever seen a star-nosed mole?
Yes.
Ever seen one of them stick out of the ground? No, torso up, and it's just like an old man sitting in a bathtub, just arms out. And he's just gonna look at this guy. Hi. And he's going to recede back into the bag.
Yeah. He'll smile, and after bowing to Liara and turning to everybody else, the first round is always on the house, as per usual. Then he goes back over to his chair and throws his feet up onto the table and kind of just watches you all with a little bit of intrigue while nursing a drink. And immediately after he has his feet up on the table, you see the barkeep runs around to you. A fairly sizable minotaur with horns that like swoop like W's to frame around his face. Just slightly more smooth and less jagged. And he holds out a tray of ale that looks fairly dark, like a deep, strong lager. And there's one glass of this very vibrant, red-looking wine.
Ooh, wine.
Ale for me.
Sebastian yoinks the wine.
No, I get an ale.
I mean, hey, it's fine. So what does everybody take? Raina's ale, Sebastian's ale. What's everyone taking?
I'm taking the wine immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the wine.
Same here.
Okay. All right, I need a
There's only
sleight of
one
hand
wine.
from all three of you.
Wait, sleight of hand. I'm not Whoa.
Hey, you're all trying to take the wine at the same time. Like,
Can
Unless
I
you
do
want to
athletics?
strunk your way through it.
Athletics?
no, it's a sleight of hand. You don't see the competition. It's how quickly you grab it. Like, ooh. Oh, Casimir, not bad for you. Wow, Trivial, real bad. The two of you, like, fist bump each other as Casimir just swoops it and moves it over as he's moving over towards a chair, already in hand.
I don't
Trivial.
drink.
That's awesome.
Wine.
I'm having a rough day today.
Trivial, it's okay. You don't have to hold my hand.
It was
So.
the trip here that got me. I'm suffering.
The seated individual looks over at you all and gestures at the people at his table who all immediately stand up and keep the chairs, like, pull them out for you all to sit in. So, how did you all hear about us? Just curious.
So I learned a spell and I learned about this place in my mind.
Really? That's a curious, happenstance, to say the least. Now,
Yes.
Miss Mori. Miss, correct?
Just random's fine.
Raina. Very well. We don't have much of a reputation around your circles of people and influence, and we typically like to keep that just like that. Just as a forewarning, we're more than happy to let kindred spirits pass on through, but this is not a place we really want to get politically involved in.
Fair enough. I think we can keep it that way.
We understand, you know.
I don't know what he's
Wonderful.
putting down, but I don't think I can do anything about it.
We are. Just keep doing you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Liara is your name.
Yes.
I've never heard of you.
Oh. Well,
No.
I've never heard of you.
I've obviously heard of her in great deal. I've heard of him, points over at Casimir, and I've heard of him, points at Sebastian, and your little friend on the shoulder, but you two I've never heard of. Liara and Trivial, he points at the two of you.
They are let's go of Trivial's hand.
Don't want any assumptions here.
Well, okay. I have a store. I don't know why are you supposed to have heard of us? Like, I feel like
I'm a
it's good if you
very
haven't heard-
knowledgeable individual who hears about a lot of things and people.
Then I guess you should visit Morian sometime. I don't know why. I don't know why it matters if you knew about me. Trivial though, she's got stories. Trivial. I'm gonna drink the wine.
Nice deflection.
And your name is Trivial, then. Pleasure to meet you as well. And did you all join him at the table? Like, his men are holding the seats out for all of you.
Yeah. Raina
Oh,
would
well,
have.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
And-
still coughing up everything, but yeah.
Yeah.
Shocking glitter.
And One of them will bring over a high chair as well, in case Moose does want to join the conversation. There's halflings in this world. They know how to accommodate people.
I know, but it's still.
Out of character play.
Does it have the little bar that keeps them?
That's optional. The bar hangs on the side. They do sometimes use it as a high chair. So, what brings you all out here to the Oasis?
Well, actually, we needed a hotel to stay in the night. We're all very tired, especially looks over a trivial coughing of glitter.
Wonderful. Then you're all welcome to stay here, the Blue Dive Inn. We have available seating and accommodations for any of you, and, well, even you with your status, gestures at you, Reyna. All of you are welcome to stay here. We do charge a little bit of a fee. It does come with a welcoming ale, of course, and 2 meals at minimum, but you still have to buy water.
Being so close to the deserts, I understand that.
Of course. And out of curiosity, did any of you remember to fill your canteens before leaving Morian?
Oh god, no.
Nope.
Because nobody said anything. And most of the time you don't have to care because it's water. It's everywhere.
My canteen is Sebastian.
That's
Yeah, I
fair.
was gonna say the
Mine's
next
the
section.
Hey, that's
Pretty
fair.
water.
That's fair.
Guys,
That's fair. But yes. What type of rooms are you all looking for? Is there the Grand Suite, I assume?
I'd like the Grand Suite. Can I stay in the Grand Suite? I'll pay for the Grand Suite.
Very well. That'll be 120 gold for the night.
just need like a regular room.
Well, I mean, all of you could fit into the Grand Suite unless you don't wish to share.
We
That's fine
fucking
as well.
better.
As long as there is a bed, I'm fine with wherever.
Sebastian, your Lucian's showing.
I'm a poor orphan. I ain't balling like that.
So, Liara,
Actually,
you
I
hand
need
over
the money.
120 gold?
No, I need the money. I'll just take
Okay.
the cheapest room.
Very well.
You know what?
Grand
Some
Suite.
some
I'll
good,
do
you know. Doesn't have to be
I'll-
crazy.
I'll do the 120. My treat, everyone.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, thank you, Reyna.
Alright. Very well. Cassidon! He yells out, and there's an individual who none of you really noticed was sitting over by a door. Actually, none of you really noticed was sitting over by a door, and who just looks over at him. Would you be so kind as to make sure the suite is fully available and ready for them? He nods. Should be prepared
Yeah.
within half an hour or so.
I hand over a platinum and 20 gold.
A platinum is 10 gold
Oh, well then 10 platinum.
and 20 gold. Alrighty. And you
Did
put
what I
it
said.
you put it on the table. All right. And one of his goons comes over and sweeps it into a pouch for you all.
And out of my nearly 600. So,
And Cassidon, while you're up there, he yells, but the door's shut already after the guy left. Why don't you bring down the fruit basket for all of them to enjoy? We have a fantastic array of fruits that we grow here in the Oasis that you can't really find elsewhere in the world. Have any of you ever had pineapple?
excellent.
Especially with shrimp.
I don't know.
You get shrimp this far in?
We get everything this far in. Everybody who passes through the Oasis, they have to pay us in some manner of speaking. And some people can't afford the gold in order to stay here or to accommodate themselves or even get any of the drinking water. So they have to accommodate us in other ways. And I myself am a charitable individual who doesn't think that class should be the only thing that gets you in this life. So I allow farmers, tradespeople, fishermen, to give what they have.
How expensive is water around here?
Well, a canteen will run you about 5 gold.
All right, that's good to know.
I will take 2.
I can make water later. Don't worry about it.
His
I'm
eyes
thirsty
narrow at you when you say that. We do have a law in this area restricting magical creation of water for sale towards other individuals. Just as a
I don't
heads
need
up.
to sell anything.
Oh, I'm just making sure you're aware.
Yeah.
We've prophetized it very well. God damn it. These people. They made laws to favor their sales.
Or the Amazon of the desert.
I mean,
Come on,
about a half
water
hour.
bootlegger.
Hey,
Run it.
it's a thing out here. You think I'm joking? I'm ready
All
for
right,
a level
guys.
2 campaign.
Side
with that.
quest. I got a load of water. We got to get across these mountains to these dudes. Got to get there in 2 days.
Oh, that would be big.
And his
We gotta
name is the
watch out
Duke of
for-
Hazard.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's been a thing. It's been a thing. Like, it's. And while you're all having this conversation, you do see Cassiding comes down with the very large basket of fruit that doesn't have a handle over top of it, but it is magnificent and big, and places it down on the table. And immediately, this individual who. Is anybody here proficient in insight?
Let me check who Leora is. We actually
Could you
might-
repeat
Yeah,
that?
I am.
I am.
Is anybody proficient in insight? Okay, so Trivial and Sebastian, you both
I'm here as
notice,
well.
and Moose. So the 3 of you all notice that he deliberately did not give a name, and none of you know what it is.
Yeah, I noticed that. You just sort of started talking.
Very fluidly.
Of course, I don't know if any of us really gave him our names either. He just knew our names.
Oh, you guys have all said it at this point. Well, for the 2 of you, he didn't know. You just said it. But yeah, you look at the fruit basket. It has cantaloupe, honeydew melon, watermelon, like the small melons, oranges, bananas, pineapple. It's a beautiful display of various different fruits. And he reaches in for the pineapple and whistles and tosses it over to the barkeep. And the barkeep catches it and he's like, why don't you prepare us some kebabs? Are you all okay if it's wrapped in bacon?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Please.
So, a mechanical hand emerges from the bag as it reaches over towards the fruit basket and picks out the entire honeydew and quickly recedes back into the bag.
You can have it.
I don't understand why people hate honeydew. It's so good. It's just not obnoxious like the other melons. And don't get me wrong, I love all melon. It's just I really like honeydew. Like, it's subtle. It's good. The machines.
Does anybody
And-
acknowledge what the hell that little robot just reached out of the bag of holding?
It's
What's a
Moose.
robot?
I don't question what Moose does anymore.
Yeah, no do I. He just does things and it happens. But he's a mouse, so I just
I
accept it.
mean, I've been traveling with him a long time, but that is some.
The hand rises out of the bag again, holding a half of a honeydew melon that's been eaten. Puts it on the table and reaches over for a banana.
What's going on, Moose? What do you got going on there?
It's loud.
What's loud? This bar?
The hand does an exaggerated look around you gesture.
Yeah, the bar. It's loud.
Musicians, why don't you go for a slower tone?
Oh, is the musician Shawshank?
No. He
dude,
couldn't survive
turn
out
of
here.
fate. The turn of fate. Shawshank, just depressed with his performances, wanders the desert.
he went here to die and found like a new calling.
But anyways, the music settles down considerably and mellows out as well. Sorry if that was a little too much for you. If any of you have any requests, all you have to do is ask.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Of course. We love new guests here. We like
The
repeat
hand-
customers.
The hand sinks into the. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask what would we need to do to gain access to the sub basement?
Are you looking to enter into the under?
Heard there's some issues down there. Elemental
There are.
trees and dragons and all sorts of bullshit.
Well,
Trying to sort it out.
at this point, he finally leans forward in his chair, and braces his elbows on the table, and you see, seemingly out of nowhere, a coin appears, and he starts rolling it between his fingers. Well, it depends on how you're trying to go down there. If you want to be recognized by those authorities and everybody, of course. We have our own entryway that you can register that you're heading down there, and they can make sure everything's fine as well. And if you are looking for a less direct path in there where you can be unbothered by what they are doing, I may know of such a path.
Back roads and or scenic route.
Yes.
What do you guys think? I don't know what the bureaucracy is like down there. Do we want them to know we're there? I imagine
Whatever gets
not.
us
I
down there
guess
faster.
Well,
I mean, if they know we're coming, we can ask people around there for stuff. Otherwise, we gotta keep it pretty under the radar.
and of
Which
course
one
you'll have
costs
to
more?
Well, technically, using our route is fiscally a little cheaper, though it does leave you a bit more removed from their society, at least for a short period of time. Which could be beneficial if you're trying to remain anonymous down there. Not for nothing, but they're not really fans of people who are, his eyes look at you up and down, Sebastian, religiously attuned.
If you'd excuse me, and Liara's gonna walk towards the suite room because her nose is bleeding a lot.
Right. And Cassidon will show you where it is up the stairs.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
I feel like we may only have one chance at being diplomatic.
I imagine so. I mean, you can't really be diplomatic after they catch you infiltrating their shit.
Right, and there are some communities in the Under that I already have some ties with, so I'd rather not risk those.
Nice.
You're talking about the other vampire communities, correct?
Yes.
Oh. Well, as a heads up, you are very far away from all of them.
Still,
And
it's a sign
maybe
of
not as
respect.
far as you think. But anyways, the choice is yours. I am happy to accommodate either direction.
My
Oh,
vote
unless-
is-
Yeah, unless anyone else has any reason, sounds like we should go the official route.
The official route seems fine. No need to do anything otherwise.
Very well. Then when Cassidon gets back, I'll have him prepare a voyage for you all. Is there a preferred time you would like to be escorted?
As soon as possible.
What time of day is it? Is it the evening?
Where you are, there is no signs of the outside. You think that you might be underground. But
I know
where
what time
you
we
just
left.
You left Morian roughly around mid-afternoon, which means out here it's almost evening time. And keep in mind, you guys haven't slept yet.
Yeah, I know. That's I was gonna say we'll leave in the morning, but if it is morning, like maybe we'll leave at night. You know. Yeah. So
Not
after
that
we
night,
have a rest,
Not
we
that
could
night
leave
and
then.
day have.
What were we saying, Moose?
Not that night and day have that much meaning when you're underground.
Exactly.
Yeah. It can be a little discombobulated. But yes, no worries at all. He kicks his feet up, stands, and gives a very, very big stretch backwards. Well, all of you, I hope you have a fantastic evening here, and we look forward to you
Well,
coming through again.
Just a
was there
moment.
more? Yes.
Well, one, I would like to know what we have to pay you for this service before we agree to it. And two, I would also like to know who it is that I am doing business with.
Would you like to roll persuasion on that one, Sebastian?
Sure.
Go for it.
26.
Whew. Oh yeah, it's like you're good at asking for things. My name is Accordion. Accordion Blue. Pleasure to meet you. And I am the... well, mayor's not the right term. Benefactor of the Southern Oasis, as well as most of the businesses here. And the price for the escort down there, I think 5 gold a head should be fair. For first-time customers, of course. There's always a discount.
Seems all right. What do you guys think? I don't want to speak for everybody.
Terms I can agree with.
Very good.
Just had to
Then
be
the-
sure.
I have no objections.
Fine here.
Then we'll collect the money upon departure. But anyways, you all have a fantastic evening. He flicks the coin in the air and catches it as he's walking away, out of the room.
Turn back to the group and just be like, nice. Can't believe that worked.
Good job.
Usually they give me a dirty look and don't answer my questions.
Oh, but he's so
Mo-
accommodating.
Moose kind of just gets out of the bag, flanked by 2 arms on each shoulder. I've got this much.
Damn. That's wild.
It's not really useful. I have to like put my arms in here to actually do anything with it.
Useful? It's just a set of arms? Could you like put those on my shoulders and I'd have 6 arms or like 4 arms?
Oh, where do the other 2 come from?
I mean, I could attach the feet and kind of make them into pseudo arms.
Damn.
Bionicle.
But no,
this shit.
no, like they look, and he moves his own arms, and the arms move with it.
So if I'm doing a thing and you move your arms, are those arms gonna move?
He like mimics. He like extends his hand towards Sebastian's face, and it's basically like pushing at his face, like, oh, too long. It's like measuring out how to like pretending that there is a him-sized Sebastian in front of him. And he's like attempting to poke you on the shoulder. Keep in mind that the fingertips of this thing are made out of the blue not the blue, the brown dragon brutary scale.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Don't. Nah, all right. That is a pretty sweet little contraption.
I haven't figured out how to
That's what
make
you've
the
been
legs
working on,
work.
huh? Legs, that's probably a hard thing. Walking is difficult.
And he's going to like maneuver the arm towards the fruit basket again. And it's going to like, you know what you did as a kid when it came to like what is it, corneo or something, like the corn chips?
Mm-hmm.
Where you like put one on each finger.
Yeah, bugles.
Yeah, bugles, that's the one.
Oh, I love
And
bugles so much.
He's kind of like doing that, but with fruit. Just.
I mean, that's an efficient thing to do.
And he's just going to say, "Well, you all drink here. Who's the least likely to get drunk?"
Me.
I mean, I
Or
trust
for the
both of
vampires,
them.
yeah.
Trust both the vampires not to get drunk, but I don't really trust you not to do something stupid.
I'm always likely to actually get drunk.
I'll carry your bag. Don't worry about it.
And at this
Let's
point
make-
in time, I probably won't be getting drunk either.
You
I just
bring a
want to
fair
sleep.
point. Bring a fair point, and Moose steps out of the bag, still flanked by the Doc Ock arms. He's going to like pick. He's just going to pick up with his actual hand the bag, and then attempt to latch it on the belt of Trivial. Perfect.
Sounds good.
So
Can the bag hang from the arms?
I wouldn't trust it.
Cool.
So, as you're all having this conversation, you hear a sizzle approaching towards you as this incredibly large tray of stacked shrimp kebabs with pineapple and bacon is brought out and placed in the center of the table. The barkeep smiles at you all. Hope you all enjoy. Then goes back over.
Hell yeah.
And it is piping hot. As I'll be biting.
Before he leaves.
Yeah.
And I'm entering the bag. I'm going to say, "Do you accept tips?"
He looks over at you. No, sir.
And I give you my compliments.
He smiles and nods. Thank you, sir. Then goes back behind the counter and does the typical cleaning a single mug action for the next foreseeable future.
Magic bar table instantly replaces a clean mug with a dirty mug.
Hey,
No
every
removal
time.
required.
So, was there anything else you all wanted to do, or did you want to go upstairs and see the suite?
Let's take the food upstairs.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
eat
fuck it.
and go to the suite.
Yep,
So who's
sweet.
carrying the fruit basket? And who's
Eds.
carrying the shrimp?
I'll carry the shrimp.
I'll carry it, whatever.
Alrighty. You all head upstairs, and you see that you come out from behind a bookshelf, inside of a wide open tavern that still has a few more patrons in here, but only a few. And they all seem to just, ignore that all of you entered out here. And you see that there's a staircase that heads upwards, and as you follow up, you do see that Cassidon, who's been completely covered this whole time, just brown eyes that you can see, is standing over at the end of the hallway, and as you get there, he pushes on one of the walls, and it opens up into a massive room. This room has a full kitchen inside of the main area, as well as a lovely pair of love seats and a couple of corner couches, all positioned around an end table and what looks to be 3 different offshoot areas. All of which are open, and one of which you hear loud snoring coming from Liara.
Well, I think she's done for today.
Yeah.
I'm going to find a place to lay down and join her in that.
Don't you want to eat first?
I am so not hungry.
I'm gonna feast after this long day of a lot of shit and rest.
And feast you shall. And the skewers themselves are metal, almost like darts, as you're eating with all of them. So if any of you wish to add skewer darts to your character sheet, you are welcome to.
Skewer darts.
There's 15 of them here.
A lot of skewers.
Yeah.
They didn't skimp out on their shrimp. Well, now that we've got some time to kind of unpack things a little bit, does anyone have any idea who might be doing all of this?
No idea.
Not a clue.
I mean, we haven't really tangled with any really tough guys. There was those pirates. We dealt with them. And then there's the snake cult thing. They're not doing this. Their whole thing was fighting the dragons. They ain't gonna make more dragons.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm just really glad to be, like doing this and helping Morian. Not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing, but this feels right.
Yeah, I think this is about the only thing we can. I think I'm not the person to be necessarily researching all of this. So I'm more of a take care of the problem by putting my glaive through it kind of person.
Yeah, me too. Well, we got some folks with us. They can figure that stuff out. We just got to get them there, let them find out the information they need.
Yeah, that's their problem. We just deal with the smashing.
Right. Well, I think now that everyone's here, I quite honestly don't necessarily completely trust the people that are running this place. So
Yeah, I figured we have some sort of a watch. Not as intense as usual, but yeah, somebody should keep an eye out.
So I'm gonna stay armed. I don't think. I'd give my armor a break, but I'll be keeping an eye out on things.
All right.
This group is worse than having a full-blooded elf.
And there's two of us.
Yeah, it's like, well, luckily, both of you, well, one of you is bad at perception. The other one is not.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna
you're-
spend a half hour
Okay.
examining, because when Moose's bag was like all opened up and everything, I saw the figurine of wondrous power, and so I picked it up. It's a raven, and I'm just gonna be examining it and looking at it for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then trying to figure out like how the hell are you supposed to tell that this thing's not just made of stone. And then I'll go to bed.
Does the figurine require attunement?
I don't believe so. You just
No, it does
activate
not.
it for like an hour a day, and it just makes a bird.
Yeah, you need to speak the command word, that is all. And it makes a raven!
Yep.
That's so raven. You're welcome. Anywho, so 3 of you go to sleep. 1 of you is already asleep, and 2 of you remain awake but restful throughout the evening. Casimir, are you also taking off your armor, considering you slept in it in the day before? That means you would suffer a level of exhaustion after your long rest.
Yeah, I'll take it off.
Very well. Same for you, Reyna? Sebastian?
Oh yeah, I'm taking my armor off.
All right. Late into the evening. Actually, I'd like the both of you to roll me perception checks, just to see. Casimir. You look outside and the sun's been down for a good 2, 3, 4 hours. Though, I don't think you're really a survivalist who understands, what time that would translate to. But, it's deep into the night. You hear a very quieted pair of footsteps approaching over towards your room, and what sounds like a very gentle knock twice.
Someone just knocked on that door. I don't know why. But yes.
Room service?
Maybe. Actually, that's a good point. I'll go find out. It goes to the door.
Reyna is slightly behind the door with the glaive.
Which is
Yeah.
taller than the door. Yeah, glaives are fucking... Yeah, no, it's
I
definitely
know,
taller
I'm
than the
just-
door. It's...
My first thought is that if I roll a natural 1 on an attack, it's the dog with the
Dong.
stick.
Shit! Could have said, who's there? So you open the door instead of inquiring. And you see Accordion standing there. He smiles at you. I figured you'd be awake right now, both of you. Hello. Just wanted to give you a fair warning. Somebody in town asked about you.
Do you
Which?
have the name of that person?
Not yet. Not really buying business to go out of my way for that, but considering all of you paid for our suite up front, I figured I could at least give you a warning.
It's appreciated.
Of course. So, when we'll be leaving, he hands out a number of wraps, what it looks like to all of you. Just adorn yourselves up a little bit more tightly with this. To blend in,
Thank you.
Of course. It's all part of our service. Now, you both have a good night. And then he walks backwards 2 steps and then down the hall.
It's terrible room service, I gotta say. It wasn't even a drink.
Check the mini fridge. Keeps walking.
Wait, there's a mini fridge?
Roll me an investigation, Casimir.
I'll assist.
All right, you have advantage. Roll again. Roll again. 4. All right, so the two of you are looking for a mini fridge. I'll keep that in mind. So for the next 4 hours, neither of you find the mini fridge as you're moving around looking, and everybody else begins waking up early in the morning and stretching and feather beds, man. They are something else. All of you feel so rested, and it is so nice and
Moose, is this what it's like in your bag when you sleep?
You're muted, Moose.
He BRB'd a few minutes ago.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
He will say yes. But yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder he's so upset when it had to go away. So anyways. And after you all wake up, there's a knock at the door where they bring you in some room service of just a very hearty, adventuring style breakfast that isn't too heavy on your stomach, but definitely will fill you up. A shit ton of eggs, a good amount of bacon, good amount of sausage, some bread, simple stuff. There is also jam and butter brought to you all as well. And a morning hair of the dog, though, of course, if you all wish to purchase water from them, you can.
All right. I'm going to take a big-ass napkin, and I'm going to put a bunch of bacon in it and, look at her and be like, pocket bacon.
Yes, pocket bacon.
Pocket bacon.
I'll put that in, my pouch there.
Yeah.
Now that we have leveled up, Sebastian is now 10 points per bite.
Ooh.
Just so you know.
So, Sebastian, aha.
Oh, God.
Yup.
Need a carb load.
Trivial, the same, but I will go all sparkly on both of them. So that you only get the temporary hit points for it.
Oh, that's nice of you. So yes, you all fill yourselves up, and after eating and keeping pocket bacon, there's another knock at your door. Nice. Oh yeah, you guys have that augment now. Yeah, you don't have to remove the 10 hit points. You can just keep activating that for 1 minute while they're feeding. God, you guys are so busted. So anyways, after you all have that, the final knock at your door. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Are you all dead or alive?
Eating.
That's a good question.
The door opens up, and Accordion is here again. Different outfit from last night, but, still looks a little tired. We'll be escorting you all immediately.
Here's the wraps, everyone. Take a minute to
All right.
get into them.
And you all wear your typical armor mids, and everything else, but then wrap yourselves up in these loose cloths that fit over top of what you are wearing, making you really look like a desert person out in this environment.
Just use alter self and change into a human. Because it says you can change your whole appearance.
I feel like that's not what that spell does. Change appearance is one of the characteristics. I mean, it only lasts an hour.
Just wear the robes.
I like robes.
Yeah, but you can wear the robes and then alter your appearance and make it look like you're not wearing robes. But then when your spell runs out, you're wearing robes.
It doesn't change my clothes. It just changes my my physical form.
That's your
The
clothes.
robes will also give you some respite from the intense heat out here.
Oh. I still want to see what I'll look like if I was a human.
And
By all
as
means.
this argument is happening, Raina is messaging each person to say, by the way, there was someone asking about us in town last night, just so you guys are aware.
How would they even, that's weird.
You're asking the wrong person about how they would know.
Maybe Morian sent someone a call.
Well, if you all are ready and wrapped up, shall we leave?
I'm ready.
Very good. And as you're all walking out, Raina and Casimir, as you are walking past, probably like first and last in line, you notice directly next to the entry door, there is what looks like a tiny little cabinet that has some snacks and drinks inside of it.
That
You never looked at the door the
motherfucker.
whole night. You rolled a 4. Like, it's...
You could hear the knock, but you couldn't.
You couldn't see it either.
I was helping you.
Exactly, so you couldn't see it either. Moon is equal to blame in this.
So, you all walk with him down the hallway, mysteriously, and enter back outside where you feel the temperature immediately rises about 30 degrees, and it begins becoming sweltering against you all. Though, there is a nice little spritz of water in the air near here. Compared to the arena where all of you were at previously, this is a little bit better. Not perfect, but a little bit better. And you begin walking out. You see that there is a handful of smaller buildings than this one that you are leaving, and these smaller buildings have their own little patches of grass where they seem to be growing things as presumably some form of commerce out here. As you're passing by, you also notice that there is a massive stall here that has multiple different animals under a canopy of shade right now. And there appears to be a very lazy, fat-looking human sitting and just sleeping on the job while tending to all the animals. The rest of the town seems fairly nice, in all honesty, compared to the secrecy that all of you have been dealing with up until now. The other homes look modest but comfortable, light-colored as well, as to disperse the heat a bit more evenly with the terrain. There's a number of different groves that just have fruit growing nearby, and you notice that there is a massive fenced area made out of wood that separates you all from the largest area of grass as you are moving past it. And you see further past that grass is a massive palm tree and what looks to be a fairly sizable little pool of water out here. I mean, it is called the Southern Oasis for a reason. Now, as you're all walking past, I would like you all to give me a stealth check, please.
Stealth.
Womp womp. Oh,
Come on, stealth.
Oh. Yeah, 14's not bad. 27's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Moose is in the bag. So,
Could I have guidance to myself?
for long-term stealth checks, you can't really guide us because then you break
Oh, it's
out of
long
your stealth.
term? Okay.
Yeah. It's longer than a minute of walking. Or else, why would they bother with the
Cool,
ropes? So, yeah. Not a bad stealth check at all. Trivial definitely saving your asses, and Liara with the assist. So,
I mean, although Sebastian and I didn't do bad for us.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, for you guys,
For us,
not.
we did great.
Yeah. As you're all walking through this area, Casimir does momentarily bump into a child who was like throwing their ball in the air and catching it, and the child like falls backwards, which draws a little bit of attention towards your group, but not a whole lot. As you all keep moving, you notice out in this area there's a much higher than average ratio of tieflings to other races. None of you have been to a location that has this many tieflings before. And, of course, there's also a couple of people who seem to be watching the area, just leaning against different houses and just keeping watch. Those of you with the 17 passives notice that. Oh, 16 passive as well. Sorry. So, Liara, Casimir, Trivial, Moose all notice. Sebastian and Reyna, blissfully ignorant. But anyways, as you are walking through this open area, you do roundabout over towards the front gates, where Accordion looks at the individual, who sees nothing but Accordion's eyes, which are gold, and allows you all inside of the oasis. Now, as you enter into this grassy little area that is closer to the only body of water within probably a good 120 miles, you immediately feel the temperature drop down to a solid 100 degrees. Much better. Much better. But now that we have all reached this location, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and go on break, everybody. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Well, before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content. And if you are interested in joining our community and hanging out with us past that, be sure to reach out and let me know. We do have a link to our Patreon that gets you into our Discord server. I also updated the Patreon today to make sure that everybody who was complaining about it not being updated knew that it is now updated. So, yeah, that's going to be everything. I believe that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. Let's get into it. So, where last we left off, the party had just traveled from Morian over to this unknown location to any of them, including the spellcaster who was teleporting you all here with a runic circle that she somehow knew what it was. As you all arrived, you took note that this was a little bit of a seedier environment, and you could almost feel the tension in the air as people were beginning to inquire as to who you all are. But luckily, there was no real hostility here, no real conflict or anything like that you had to worry about. You all just were accommodated by a very, very nice man who just wanted to make sure all of you were going to be treated fairly and right while you were in this area. Now, I'm confused. Who's not on my overlay?
Me.
Nope. There you are. After you were inside of there, you all got the nicest room, which admittedly was super expensive. Far more expensive than any accommodations any of you have paid for thus far. Luckily, however, one of you, well, feels a little baller and wanted to share the wealth that you've all been accumulating together with each of you. Make sure all of you get to experience the niceties of life, you know? And as you were inside of this very nice room with all of these special accommodations, we're given the notice that only a few hours into you all magically impromptu arrival here in the Southern Oasis, somebody was inquiring about you all. And even though you wanted to know who they were, the individual who was telling you made it very clear that they stay out of people's problems. But they felt it was only fair to let you know that that was happening. And they gave you some garbs that would help you disguise yourselves. After having a nice hearty breakfast and a very disappointing revelation that sometimes you should look by the door when you're in a new environment. Yes, I know. You all decided to head out into the Southern Oasis with the guides from the Blue Dive Inn. Now, as you all traveled throughout this city, taking in the local environment of desert near the oasis and the beautiful, beautiful scenery surrounding it, and the intensity of the heat, you all were brought into a nice little area. The oasis itself, which has been fenced off, you've all been escorted inside of, which leaves you a good 120, 140 feet over to the pool of water that you all are now walking through with relative ease. Nobody seems to be patrolling around inside of the oasis, but the outside of it has people on every corner, every side and wall monitoring around it. As Reyna and Casimir would be aware, this is the primary income source for this entire town. So, you all travel, walking with Accordion. And I just realized I used this guy's name back in the other campaign. Accordion Blue.
Yeah, I was talking to them about that. I was like, this guy seems very familiar to the guy we turned in. And we were wondering if we were going to run into the dwarf. We killed him. Turned him into a dwarf.
Yeah. You killed him.
His name was like Harkin or something.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I need to work on my pun game. Reusing the same names. Anyways. It's fine. It's Junior. Who knows? Anyways, not any of your problem. As you're walking through here, Accordion does lower his mask a little bit to speak to you all. So, the entryway we have into the dock, and you all did choose to take the official route, correct? It's right up ahead. We have a small little outpost here that they are welcome to come in and out of as well, and, well, of course you'll have to check in and check out on your ways, and make sure that you don't do anything that pisses them off. I assume he looks over at you, Casimir. You all are aware of the laws and customs of the dock?
I nod
yeah.
my head.
Yeah,
yes.
been here many times.
Roll me a deception check, Sebastian.
Come on. 14.
He blinks at you twice. I suppose I should give you a short little tutorial just to be sure that you don't feel under-equipped. Now, when you are not moving through the dock under diplomatic immunities, he gestures at you, Reyna, there are certain laws and customs in this location that you need to be aware of. Some of which are talk shit and get clapped. If you step on somebody's toes, they have the right to slit your throat. There will be no repercussions against them. Though, since you are not native to the area down there, if you do something in kind to an individual, you might get persecuted zealously. Open worship of any deity outside of Markov is strictly forbidden. He looks you up and down, Sebastian. You might want to hide some of those things on you. When you're not wearing those cloths as well.
Alright.
In addition to all of that, money talks. Most specifically, platinum. They're not a big fan of the cheaper currencies. They mostly just utilize whatever they like to utilize. And, well, platinum seems to be a big commodity down there. If you're paying in anything aside from that, you're going to be paying, well, a fee for it. Now, of course, anybody who is a part of their god system, and they are called the Red God, you need to respect and show them respect. If you are interpreted as being disrespectful, they will try to apprehend you and kill you. And although you might put up a really good fight, they have many agents down here that are, well, above what you would usually have to deal with up here. People who know how to survive under the most strenuous of circumstances. Aside from all of that, there is a hierarchy that you should be aware of, but just hope you don't run into any of them, considering there is no rule other than treat them with respect, or they might just decide to try to kill you. Any questions?
None?
Well, sounds like that was pretty specific.
Yes. Now, keep in mind, this is the only place in Zodiac where murdering somebody is not, like, a heinous crime. The rest of Zodiac, they've been trying not to murder people. Although, Sebastian, you have not done a great job at not murdering. It's still a thing in Zodiac. Down here, murder. It happens. You deserve to die. You fucked up. And also, keep in mind, for the one of you that is religiously inclined, while you're in the Underdark, your spell slots do not recharge on a long rest.
Nice.
That's the law of Markov. Well, I believe that is everything. And as you've been walking between a few of the stray trees, you see that up ahead there is a small formation of rocks that has a solid stone door in front of it and what looks to be 3 of his guards standing out front. And these guards look a little more adept than the average guard you would be running into thus far. More... yeah. More specifically, they resemble the same atmosphere that, what's-his-face had. Cassidon. So, you're all escorted over. He looks at the three of them, and they open the doors for you, and he begins walking inside. Single file line, no bright lights needed. I hope all of you can see in the dark. Wonderful! And then he heads down. As soon as...
Here.
Oh, you're cutting out there, Trivial. What'd you say?
Good here. When he asked about the seeing in the dark.
All right. Internet
Are you
fixed
able to
itself
hear
towards
me?
the end of it. Towards the end of that, I did, yeah. Now it's cutting.
Okay, just that I can see in the dark. It's not a problem.
Alrighty. You all walk inside, and the moment your feet touch this stonework and you no longer feel the sun's gaze at your back, the temperature drops down about 20 degrees. It feels cool. So refreshing. And the air is stiff, but not unbreathable. As you all begin venturing down a staircase that seems to be chiseled into the stonework of this little tiny area. Accordion in the lead, escorting you all down. You look at the walls, which seem to have scribing and writing on them. Does anybody speak Undercommon here?
I think Yeah, I do.
Okay. The scribing on the wall seems to be that of individuals in routes up and down, taking markings of who they are passing with and who they are leaving with. And it seems to just be that all the way down. It's quite well kept, as if somebody's just been chiseling every single passage. And once you all get down to the base of these stairs, the air is still very thick. All right, Trivial, you also notice that. However, you are standing now in front of something that looks more gothic than anything you've all seen up until now. This large gateway before you has the face of some type of darkened bird over the clasp between the two sides of the gate itself. You see further past it is a wide open chamber that grows upwards towards the sky, and the building itself is made out of this very soft but dark colored wood, almost a grayish, blackish tint to it. The building has these beautiful bluish purple looking tiles all the way across it. It has the typical Gothic vinyl expression across the archway itself. And at the very top of it appears to be a mask sideways that anybody proficient in religion would recognize as the symbol of Markov. As you all stand there looking at the gated off little area, kind of taking in this environment, Accordion goes over to the wall and begins chiseling your names into it. Trivial, is that with 2 eyes or 1?
2 eyes, but not right together. Trivial.
Very well. I cast guidance on myself to help within a minute. Okay, you're ready.
Yep. If I have to, Talk to somebody. I got guidance up.
Alrighty. And as he finishes chiseling each of your names into the wall itself, you see the gates in front of you opens, and he clears his throat. Right inside of that building will be your checkpoint with all of them. Payment is now due.
All right. And so
5
What
gold
is-
each.
5 of us, it's 25.
6 of you. Moose is here.
That's right. Yeah, 6, so 30. I'll give it
30
to him.
gold. All right, you hand over the 30, and he takes it and just like shuffles it between his fingers, counting it very quickly, and then tucks it away. Well, it was a pleasure to work with all of you. Be sure when you come back through the oasis to stop by. Let me know how everything went. We'll keep the room ready for you.
Thank you.
All right.
He nods and then just begins walking back up the stairs, humming to himself quietly. Now, the front gates are open, and you don't see anybody out here. You have about a 40-foot, 60-foot gap between all of you and the Gothic-style home down here.
Let's go in.
You all walk forward, and there's a few creaky stairs that you have to walk up as well, and then the door in front of you also opens automatically. You can't see very much into the house itself while standing right in the center, though it does look like there's a fire emanating from the far right-hand side that the door itself seems to be guarding and hiding from anybody's sights.
Kind of slowly come up to it.
Yeah,
Elena?
let's keep going.
You're going in first?
Sure.
Alrighty. You each enter inside, and as you stand in a very dark lit looking tiny little foyer, the door behind you slowly, creakily closing. And then you hear a voice. You all can, remove your weapons and place them on the table. We just need to know what you're working with.
All right.
I'll start taking off the arsenal.
Yeah.
I
Mad
do-
Max style, just like.
Yep.
I do as well with no comment.
And 5 minutes later, you're all finished showing off your weapons on the table. And luckily, it was a dining room table, so it fit everything, just barely. You all can leave them there while we discuss what you'll be doing down here in the dark.
Yeah.
What
You
if your
hear-
mind's your weapon?
We're prepared for that as well. Don't worry, sweetheart.
Okay.
Now, the area to your right, where you see the glow of fire is emanating outwards, you hear a slight... And then you look, and there appears to be a den. A small little coffee table. A nice, large love seat. And an individual who is sitting in a chair facing the pyre itself. They have 2 long hooked horns that go up over their head and swoop forward a little bit, almost like a ram's head. And they have very furry looking legs crossed out in front of them as they appear to be sitting there just sloshing around what looks to be maybe bourbon in a glass. All of you are welcome to come on inside, take a seat.
All right. I'm just gonna stomp in there and get a chair.
Well, there's only the very large seat that all of you have to cram into.
All right, I'll sit down and put my hands on my lap.
Liara and Trivial, it is the worst for the two of you since everybody else just armor takes up space.
Right.
Oh, I wasn't gonna sit in the chair. Lyra's trying to take off these robes.
Oh yeah, you can take off the ropes, no problem.
Yeah, she's taking those off. Looking at her human self now.
All right. Well, we're trying to get into the Underdark. We got some information that there might be some sort of an issue with dragon trees and stuff.
Yeah,
So we're investigating.
We are permitted to allow people in who seem to have that type of situation at hand. If you're here to handle it. Your names have been scribed on the outer wall down here, aye?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Let that be the last place you speak your names while you're down here. Unless, of course, you're returning home. Casimir, roll me a history check.
My specialty.
Yeah. Zero.
Yeah.
That's a nice lamp. It's such a good lamp.
Is there a thing called history?
I thought it was all just now. Like,
Wait, you mean stuff happened in the past?
Is that like the reverse future?
oh damn. Well, anyways. From this point on, you shouldn't use your names when you talk to other individuals. You never know which ones of them is gonna try to use your name for sinister needs.
So you just refer to everybody as buddy?
Some people do. We usually
Wait.
like,
Alright.
hey you, or you.
So we can all come up with like fake aliases, like nicknames.
Good luck keeping that in your head.
Oh man.
I'm gonna start
Awesome.
calling what I'm gonna look at Casimir. Your fangs. Because
Wow.
of teeth. No,
Oh, it's like super racist.
There's two of us here.
What?
That's like
Can I
super
put-
duper racist.
I could be flowers. I like flowers.
You're more than well to hit her. There's no law forbidding it. Keep in
That's
mind,
seed
talk
ass
shit,
right
get
there.
slapped. That is a thing down here. So Casimir, you are allowed legally to kick her ass because of what she just said.
I'm trying to come up with cool nicknames.
I'm gonna
Reyna
do it for
as
this league
well.
Or not.
I'll be Moose. I'll be
Probably are.
Sebastian. Just everyone changes name.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Don't
That's
do
what we're doing.
that. Oh
Some
my
mouse folk
God.
named Sebastian. This paladin named Moose. It's like,
Ah,
I don't know, your information sort of follows what we're doing.
so, you all seem to be fairly well equipped, but none of you have anything that exceptional on you. Keep in mind, down here, if you lose it, you lost it. It's gone forever. Don't bother complaining to nobody.
I think that's how it works everywhere.
I've heard some people's polices will actually look for them. We don't really do that.
I'm flowers.
I'm flowers. You're a nuisance, is what you are. Please sit with the others. Liara, choose a lap.
She's like, oh, she's not. She does not want to sit down. She really does not want to sit down. On
So
people.
you're
She gets
just-
yoinked.
She's bleeding. Like her nose has been bleeding like this whole time, especially since she got to the desert. She doesn't want to sit on somebody.
She's hasn't had a choice. She got yoinked.
Well, aside from all of that, finders keepers. You all understand the phrasing. I hope.
Mhm.
Does that apply to all our stuff over on that table?
Right now, you're in neutral grounds between both locations. technically in the dark already. However, we have a understanding with the surface that while you're here, you're treated like you're from the surface. The moment you leave this building, though, everything's up in the air.
Good. I thought we might have had a
Think
problem.
of this like an embassy. Yeah. Ah, no problems at all, Mr. You. Hear a little chuckle. By the way, Sebastian, are you hiding your religious symbology?
I'm wearing all the robes.
Oh, so you're just not going to take that off while you're down here? That's fine.
Well, I don't know what I'm not clear on what symbology I have displayed.
So what's your holy symbol?
Oh yeah, it's probably on my shield.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
It's just a book. It's
yeah.
like an open book.
Because nobody knows what that means.
Damn it!
That could be your nickname. We could call you Lucian.
Call me Books.
Books.
I have a piece of brown dragon hide still, and so I'm just gonna slap it on top of the shield and take some string and tie it up.
Man,
Easy enough.
this is disrespectful.
You
The
do
head-
want a target on your back.
The head tilts over towards you. It's highly recommended that you don't have anything saying anything about religion down here. Unless, of course, you are with the Markovians. Of course, you can change that if you want. Just know that some people are a bit more zealot than others. And they are not afraid of just slitting a throat while you sleep.
Yeah.
But you do sleep.
Yeah, Sebastian, you sleep. There's a lot of people down here that don't.
Yeah. Well.
But
All right.
we'll be allowing all of you to leave on through. No problem. But of course, mind your own beeswax while you're down here. You poke your nose around too much and it might just get cut off.
We're here for one thing and one thing only.
Beautiful. Now, the individual stands up from the chair, still sloshing around, and you hear the clocking of ram-like hooves against the solid wooden flooring as they walk over to the table and now look at each of you. They have one red eye and one blue eye, and what looks like a chin-strap beard that dangles downwards a little bit lower onto their chest, but is tightly twisted as they look at you all. Well then, welcome to the dock. Follow me. They start casually walking back over towards your table.
I will pick up Liara and then go and get my stuff.
Wait, why are you carrying Liara?
Because she'd already pulled her to sit, and then now she's getting her up so that she can.
Oh, yeah.
So, you all walk out there and you start rearming yourselves as he sits there waiting patiently, kind of like leaning against the back wall, which you can tell has a false wall to it. Those of you with the passives of 16 or higher. Now, as he's sitting there leaning, you do watch as from directly above you there's a blue light that flashes twice. You all have a couple of more visitors coming through, huh? Did you lose some friends?
No.
I don't know. I mean,
usually don't get two sets of visitors at once.
Oh, wow.
we had
Town
some guys with
flowers
us
just
before.
What'd you say, Liara?
Tell him Flowers just left with sea bass, and we'll look at Trivial. What's your nickname?
Oh,
I don't know. Just call me whatever. I can't seem to think on the fly here.
Horns.
Call you.
Oh.
Anyways,
dog.
guess we should be leaving. Dogma. He goes as you all are finally armed, he kicks his hoof very fawn style against the wall as it opens up, and then he starts venturing down. But this is not a normal staircase. This is a wide staircase that stretches from side to side about 15, 20 feet in total. It has beautiful, well-shaped marble flooring that is leading downwards and a very high ceiling that has these tiny little lights or gems imbued into it, illuminating the path all the way down. As you are walking down there, you begin hearing people. Sounds like a lot of people downstairs. And then you start feeling the air lighten, no longer as thick and heavy as it was up here. And of course, you step forward, only traveling for about 5 minutes or so, as he leans against the base of this staircase, and you all see before you this massive underground city that none of you knew, other than Casimir, was even here. It stretches on for probably the entire width of Maida down here. Population unknown, but there does appear to be individuals maneuvering about with relative ease. Nobody seems to be hard up on any type of laborious job or anything like that. And though curious eyes look over at you, everybody seems to be minding their own business very, very well. Well, welcome all of you to the dock. I guess I better go let the others in now. You all take care.
All right.
And he just starts walking his way back up.
All right, everybody. We got to stay in character.
Okay, Dogwood.
We're all just regular people on vacation.
This is a cool vacation spot.
I suppose.
Well, we
but-
could afford. Don't talk shit.
Well, never mind.
Oh, wrong one. As you all begin walking down here, you catch the general atmosphere of the surrounding area, and it's enlightening. Everybody seems to be very at ease, at peace, just minding their own business, doing remedial tasks. Very light energy. As you pass by, nobody seems to want to encounter any of you, and you start recognizing different individuals that are a bit more rare. There's a couple of drow, a yuan-ti further away, more vampires or vampires, you'll have to get closer to find out. And everything seems relatively peaceful,
There any
given
mouse
the
folk?
incredible security they have here. Roll me a perception check. Let's see if you see any.
Oh, I don't think I have guidance. 19.
19's pretty high. There is a couple of Mousfolk, though they look like the tougher variety that you haven't had as much of an encounter with thus far.
So Moose is the soft paw. These are like
The
the
Vanguards.
Midgard,
Meadow
Vanguard.
Guards. Meadow Guards.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
But there's a couple hanging out.
Interesting.
As you're looking curiously around, you do hear opening up to each of your minds.
Curious eyes. Looking for curious things. What to look for?
Can we tell where that came from?
With your perception check, you have no idea, but you heard the voice like echoing through your mind. And everybody did.
I don't like this
Did
place.
you guys hear
anymore.
that?
Yeah, Dogwood, I heard it.
That's messed up. Flowers.
It's just the flowers. Mysterious voice.
Do you say
Like,
that
when
out
respond?
loud?
Do you have a mysterious shop?
Roll me an insight check, Liara.
It's like something she's horrible at. Side, submit, normal. Oh wow. 15.
You see about 10 feet away from you, seated inside in a small chair next to a sizable bale of hay, is a very, very, very tiny hooded individual.
No. No, no, no. Don't look at me. Look away.
You still hear it in your heads.
Look away.
I'm gonna look above him.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna look like above him, like just straight ahead above.
You all are doomed.
What are you
What?
selling?
Information. Whereabouts? What you looking for?
We're down here on a little business.
Hmm,
I heard there's
yes.
some issues with elemental type trees and dragon type things. That's what we're interested in.
The barkwood, yes?
I guess. I haven't heard that term before.
I know something about it. I know where about it.
Well, all right.
Where
Does
is
he have his hand out or something?
it?
I
Can't
mean, he
look
doesn't
at
want me to
him.
interact with him, so I don't know how I bribe him.
He looks both ways and then kicks a spit jar over at you all, which just so happens to be empty.
Spinning.
Do you spit it?
Ew. That's where the money goes.
No,
You ignorant piece of shit.
I know it's spinning. I toss a platinum in there because they like platinum.
Ding, 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 ding. Ooh. You're smart. Smarter than you look. Yeah. Very well.
It's better than, you know. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Hey, there's there's some people that might be following us. Could you send them in the opposite direction?
The spit jar rolls back to them, and then they kick it over towards you, Liara.
I'll take out 2 platinum.
Ooh.
None of them.
Starts clattering around, and the individual looks both ways.
Hey, I can do that. Yeah. Not a problem. I can do it. It's fine. But for where you all wants to go, the whereabouts you wants to know. Over towards the north end. You'll find a small little dairy farmer. And of course, the trees in their backyard.
Okay. Their yard? Okay, that's not good. Let's go, guys.
I assume everybody follows.
Yep.
Or following.
Alrighty. As you're walking through here, Casimir, you look down at the individual who immediately averts their gaze far away from you. And, Sebastian, you're the, and Trivial, you're the proficient in insight people, right?
Yep.
A lot of people in town seem to be deliberately averting their gaze from Casimir. Like, they ignore most of you, but they look away from Casimir. Nothing?
Trivial will look back and forth between Casimir and them and see if Casimir has any sort of reaction.
None in the slightest. Doesn't even notice.
Of course not.
I'll be right back.
I actually knew that, but figured I'd ask.
I'm sorry, guys. I actually have to AFK for like 2 or 3 minutes. I'll be right back. You all still are on stream unless you want to go on break. I can move it to the break screen so nobody hears you if you want. You're muted.
Like,
Yeah, let's do that for a few minutes.
All right. Sorry
Sounds like
about
a
that,
plan.
everybody. Oh, okay, cool. Everybody. Hello. Sorry about that, everybody. Just had to run and use the potty for a moment. We are back. So, go ahead. You all were told the whereabouts of where you need to go, so who's going to do the survival check to find out which direction is north?
I can
love
take
it.
care of that.
Yes, I love the
Can-
confidence,
I can help you.
There you go.
I was gonna say I can assist if you want me to assist. Who do you want
Guidance.
help from?
Yeah.
Who do you want help from? Dogwood or flowers?
Lab partner.
Oh, there we go. Flowers is trying to figure out the cave system
Go ahead.
to
and
go
roll.
north. Okay, you got an advantage, man.
Well, luckily, as you were heading down here, you took note of the direction the sun was fucking hitting you, because it sucked. And you've kept note of the direction you've been walking ever since. You walk directly down here on the west side, which means north should be directly to your right. Easy enough. So long as you hold on to this all the time, you'll, is using guidance too religious for these people? One way to find out, but at least that's only a cantrip. Also, it's a part of your sorcerer spells. It's fine. It's only your paladin spells that don't, or spell slots that don't recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You all start heading in that general direction, and Casimir, it's been a while since you've been in, well, near your home. Not very much has changed, as it rarely ever does. There's definitely less of a, well, active presence of vampires around here. You only notice about 2-3 of them in total, though they seem to be getting the same treatment as you, which means the hierarchy still stands. You do take note, however, that there appears to be one individual who's working in the town. He's the only one who has the audacity to look at you, and for the briefest of moments, he has a glare on his face before turning away.
Let's see if I take that as a challenge or not.
Did I see that?
You wouldn't see that unless you're looking for it.
No, I wouldn't have seen it then. Flowers is happy. Her nose is no longer bleeding.
But yeah. That individual definitely doesn't seem to like you. For some reason. You have no idea who the fuck he is. And they are... Let's go with halfling as well.
Yeah, ignore him for now. Keep an eye on him. Remember the face. Shows up again. Yeah.
Fuck his shit.
Coming.
So, you all continue walking towards the north end, and about 35 minutes into this track and journey, you finally come across the open, wide, bazaar-like area. There are a number of different tents put up just as symbols to let you know that things are for sale, and everybody seems to be very boisterous about what they're selling, and everything here appears to be very exotic. There is the tails of basilisk, the eyes of basilisk, fangs of basilisk. There are dragon teeth, dragon claws, dragon wings. There is all manner of different fungi that you can look at if you're curious about any of them, and all manner of different, how do we put this? Questionable body parts for sale? Like, you're not sure where that would come from, if that would be an animal. Do you all wish to walk through the bazaar? The very active bazaar. Or walk around.
Guys, I think we should stick to the mission unless we're really trying to buy some. Oh my god, look at that. That's so shiny. And they have flowers over there.
Reina, I assume you're holding on to Liara's collar.
But yeah, I guess we'll go around.
Okay. You all have to
Sure.
divert around the area, which is going to make you spend an additional 30 minutes worth of travel to get all the way around it. Yeah, Liara?
Do I see any exotic looking plants?
Roll me a perception check.
It's the Underdark. They're all exotic looking plants.
Well, I mean, like super special plants, like something she'll go crazy about.
Roll
This shit's
me a
probably like
perception
glowing
check.
on its own and stuff. It's got that
I will use my
bioluminescence.
game advantage.
All right.
Inspiration or whatever. Oh, dirty 11.
Oh, it didn't load for me yet.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me.
Did it load for anyone?
No.
Okay, that's because it
Look
says
at
my
it again.
connection to the server does not exist.
Yay! Roll 20. Woo!
Well, considering you said you rolled an 11, I think we can trust that.
No. Guess
You
I'm gonna have to
notice.
just do this again, guys.
You notice that Reina appears to be pulling your collar away. But yeah. You all continue going around the entirety of the bazaar and making it back over to the proper side you are all supposed to be on. And as you get over there and begin venturing around, as of now, you've been in the Underdark for just over an hour. Nothing too bad. And in fact, everybody aside from Reina notices that there are 3 individuals following after you. These individuals are still wearing the tan wrapped clothings, though they are hiding exceptionally well. They stand out like a sore thumb because of the tan wrapped clothing that Sebastian is also wearing right now.
I'm too busy grappling Liara to notice.
But yeah.
Is
Everybody
nobody else
else
wearing
knows.
the clothing anymore?
I took it off.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought we were like trying to. All
They
right.
are-
Above
oh.
ground.
If it's
Whatever.
been 30 minutes, Liara's alter self is gonna drop.
yeah, it's gone. You're back to you. But yeah,
I'm gonna
all of
polymorph
you
into
notice
a
these
cat.
3... Okay, now you're a cat. Reina, now you're holding a
Held
cat by the scruff. Yep. Keep in mind, you have the intelligence of a cat right now, Liara. Enjoy.
I thought you keep those. You keep all your you keep your charisma.
Polymorph, you
intelligence, and
take
stuff.
all of their stats. That's druid. Polymorph,
Oh.
you become the animal. If you're a moth, ooh, cloth. I want to eat it.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna be a cat for an hour.
That's fine. Mentally, you are a cat right now. Cat aura.
I'm going to kind of point those individuals out to Raina because you said she didn't notice them.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of keep moving. How far away are they? I mean, like 100 yards, 100 feet?
They're staying a good, 100 yards would be accurate, 300 feet or so away from you all. And they're moving through the shadows very easily. They're sticking close to where all of the proper stealthing points that Trivial and... Yeah, Trivial's the only expert at stealthing in the party, or even proficient one, right?
Yeah, we clank around like a bunch of...
Yeah. So
Elephants,
that
they're a
Trivial...
bunch of elephants.
Trivial would easily discern that they are moving properly for sleuthing. Like, they're good at this. They know what they're doing. Where they fucked up was they didn't take off those robes when they came down here. Presumably, these are the individuals who came down after you.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets a ping in their head from Raina. Walk around the corner and ambush.
Casimir just nods.
Alrighty. I would like a survival
Possible.
check from whoever's in the lead to find a solid ambush situation for you. And I would like a performance check from each of you to act like nothing's happening.
I'm a cat. I don't know what's going on.
I'm
Just
I'm gonna use.
Oh, I
Know
didn't
the catch.
need to turn off guidance, but I got a nat 20. It's 24. I am fucking casual as hell
20.
in my robes. These robes are so comfortable.
all right. Now, who's doing the survival check? Casimir, you've been killing it so far.
Kill it,
Yeah.
Casimir.
I thought Casimir
Yeah.
was going first, so he's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of helping.
Okay. You actually know of a great place down here for people who aren't from down here. Not very far away from you, there's a blood bank available where some people who fetishize the idea of vampires all congregate with one another and wait to be harvested upon, fed upon. Consensually, of course. But that's, yeah, think Blade movie. Like right now we're about to hear some really good house music pumping right now. Like just,
Right?
so
I
you
was-
all
I was typing that.
I know my branding, thank you. You all wander over there as you begin hearing the wee just going hard right now, and out of nowhere you hear, like, inside of the building, people shouting, "Burn, burn!" just shooting fire into the air, and the energy inside of this place is kind of intimidating to everybody other than Casimir. You step inside, and as all of the other ones get looked over by the bouncer, Casimir, you get a very fangy smile from an individual. You remember this guy? This is Regis. He's a swell fella. Really good at choking people and snapping their necks.
I mean, who isn't down here?
Pinky.
Yeah. So, as you all move in here, Regis looks over at you. Didn't know you were coming back so soon.
Business sent me here. You know how it is.
Yeah. Now, you know the way vampires act in the Underdark. Watch each other's back. Is there anything you'd like to do? I mean, this is a good ambush spot by yourself, but these are people that would 100% have your back just because you said so.
Got a couple of pests following.
What do they look
Anyone
like?
you can lead me to?
Yeah. He opens up a closet that has a whole bunch of really nice fur jackets. Jump on inside. And what do they look like? Huh?
They're wearing tan wraps and such.
And wrap. Right. And he looks at you, Sebastian, and then he leans towards you, Casimir. You don't mean that guy, do you?
No, but what he's wearing.
Yeah, I figured. I was just making sure. So, you all go into the closet, which is very, very tight for all of you to fit inside, and he just sits by the side of it as a couple of individuals come through, and you can see through the slit of the door as they're coming through, and they all just, like, you know, walk on in. Like, they own the place. They're cool. They're hanging out. And the music here is honestly, like, this is some next level performance down here. Like, you imagine that creepy goth kid that you guys ran into once upon a time ago would actually fit in down here beautifully. And of course, after about 3 minutes go by, you all watch as a tan flash of 3 individuals walk inside. And after they get past the bouncer, he, like, positions himself in front of the door, like, that it can open, but to block line of sight, and just gives you a very fangy smile on the inside. What are you guys
Casimir
doing?
hears in his head, shall we?
Yeah, let's go. Surprise him.
Clank, 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 clank.
Creepy
Yep.
goth. Oh, Harley, if you missed the creepy goth kid, go rewatch the the first story arc. He was so bad. He's definitely like the My Chemical
Messenger?
Romance guy. Oh no, not him. You guys haven't seen him in a long time. But anyways, after you all sneak out, you see the 3 robed, cloth individuals are looking around the place very cautiously, and they all seem to be looking for you. As the music is so loud, the clanking of your armor does not out you in this location at all. Nobody can hear outside of like 3 feet next to them.
At this point, I've already taken off those robes.
That's fair.
They
Yeah.
Been bursted enough.
Just
for
leave
it.
them in the closet. Fuck it. Or are you packaging it up like, fuck, keep that for later? Which one are you doing, Sebastian? Are you packaging it or tossing them?
I'll just throw them in my bag, you know.
Right, packaging. Gotcha. So you all create a crescent behind the 3 of them without them noticing.
And Raina will take the glaive off her back and just lay it out and tap him on the shoulder.
Immediately snaps and twists around holding out a short sword and kind of like stunned looking at you. The other 2 twist around in the same manner, and they all like they can tell they're a little outnumbered as about 4 or 5 vampires walk up behind these 3 individuals and 2 hands on each shoulder of each of the 3 of them holding them in place.
Raina will
Casimir, there's some
kinda-
frat boys here. Yeah. Anyways.
Raina will kind of like pat one on the cheek, like, let's go have a chat.
The 3 of them look very disheartened at one another. Sebastian, Raina, Liara, I would like a history check from the 3 of you.
Yeah, I was wondering if we knew who these people were.
Yeah.
Liara is still a cat.
All right. History check as a cat.
And I rolled a 2 for a 1.
A
Sebastian.
dirty one.
They're not pirates. You
They're-
honestly don't care.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you getting the sheet together, Liara? I mean, Raina's going to recognize one. As you are standing there, 6 minus like 2, right? For cats? Minus 4. Okay, 2.
Still better than me.
You recognize slightly more than Sebastian, which is, their face. It looks like a face you've seen. Maybe. But anyways, Raina, as you are standing there, you see this individual standing, roughly about 5'3", not terribly tall. You'd estimate he's in his mid-30s, early 40s for human side, though he has scales attached to the side of his face and a lot of other scales down his arm and the rest of his body as he's looking over at you. And you recognize Clive, the direct descendant of Vas Carvin. Also, her liaison with Maida.
Oh, Clyde.
He looks terrified right now.
So good to see you again.
Lady Mori, hi. Nods his head.
What are you guys doing?
Can we get a place to talk? And like he's trying to look behind him, but like one of the vampires is holding his neck, so he can't rotate it. Like he's stuck.
You think that can be arranged?
The big guy comes over, claws at Clive's pants. You hit one of the scales. Tink, 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 tink. The big guy comes over and leans over to you, Casimir. Go ahead and take room B over there. Should be cleaned up by now.
Perfect. Let's go.
It might need to be cleaned up again.
Not our problem. And you all easily bring the 3 of them over there where they are tossed inside by the other vampires. And, well, one of them will actually conduct an investigation roll and take out a hand crossbow, a quick draw dagger, a normal dagger, a splinted dagger, 2 short swords, and a whip from the 3 of them.
Damn.
And, of course, all of the vampires here. Did he say Raina's name? Yeah, he said Miss Mori.
Who?
We said Clive.
Oh.
Yes, you did say Clive, and he said Raina's name.
This motherfucker.
I don't understand. But anyways, the vampires will, well, 2 people are compromised.
You said
Okay.
not to use names.
Yeah. 2 of the vampires, will keep all of the weapons from them. Payment. And then just leave you all in the room by yourselves. It's one of those circular rooms with really nice leather couches that are easily cleaned with a low-end table that's like a hexagon shape in the middle of the floor that like sits just slightly beneath your knees. And you see as you get in there that there appears to be an individual lying down on the table with 2 massive bite marks in their neck, just like in complete and utter ecstasy right now. Then they look over at all of you and then just wander out slowly.
Oh, Clive is being made to sit by the butt of a glaive on his chest.
He'll accommodate, and he's keeping his hands right on his knees.
We've got a lot to talk about.
We do, yes. The door shuts with all of you in here, and you can barely even hear the music as a hum right now. So, Miss Mori, there's been a couple of problems between my rulership and your rulership as of late.
You don't say.
Yes, I do. Vas Carvin has ordered the immediate annihilation of the people killing the dragonkin. And I am here to warn you about that.
No. I want to know, for one, why you 3 were sent. And 2, why does she care about abominations of dragons?
We were not sent to warn you. We are doing this of our own free will. We were in Maida when we heard about her declaration. And he, keeps his head firmly positioned down. We prefer the work of Maida and the rest of Zodiac over our queen.
There's a little bit of an ease up on the glaive, but not, still there.
These 2 are my personal guards, and they both remove their hoods, and you recognize both of them are half dragons as well, that you've seen in Maida quite a few times. As his Clive is appointed to being the representative of Vascarvin in Maida.
So is Vascarvin on the side of these elemental dragon tree things? Like what?
Elemental dragon trees. What?
Well, there's elemental trees and they sprout dragons and stuff. It's fucked up.
They're not real
what?
dragons. The dragon camp?
The dragons, yes.
Isn't that what
People
you're
have
talking
confirmed
about?
They're dragons.
They're not really dragons.
Not according to Gazirzi.
They're all made out of fire and water and all that other shit.
Immediately, this entire time, he's been timid and scared. He is shaken down to the core of his bones. He is terrified when you say that name.
Who, by the way, is hanging out in Morin to help us.
Gazirzi is awake. Oh, dear gods. We're all dead. Okay, we're all dead. Cool. Cool.
If he seems to be...
He has demands? What are they? He looks super excited when you start speaking like that. He's like, yes, what can I do to not die?
help us. And I think that you might be able to bargain for your life.
What do
He
you...
seems to be rational.
Searsies? Rational? Nothing like our queen has ever expressed. He's supposed to be among the most powerful of first dragons there were, and he was already fully matured by the time she was hatched. And you say he's...
Reasonable. Yeah.
He gives you a very strong look of doubt. I need you to roll me a persuasion roll.
Should be
13. Do you have any special interactions because of nobility? I forget if that's one of your features or not.
I mean, it depends. We never finalized if she was a follower and worshiper of Reagan.
Your mother.
Yeah, I
Well,
would say so.
You've always been a follower.
Mhm.
Even if you weren't a worshiper, you're at least a follower. So, and until you declare like you're actively following the dogma. All right, let's look at the dogma. Sorry, because it could make a big difference. A leader is only as strong as their weakest link. A leader's role is to improve the lives of everyone underneath you. Nothing should be beyond question or doubt. So you tell me, have you been a Reagan worshiper?
She's left offerings and shrines. I mean, every chance she's had it.
Well,
to
that's
do
a
so.
follower. A worshiper is somebody who idolizes the dogma. Like, you aspire to that with your entire life.
Yeah, I would say so. That's
Yeah.
half the reason. That's like 90% of the reason why she does what she does. Is to-
Okay. So you do have advantage while dealing in noble or diplomatic conversations. And despite the fact that he's treated like garbage, he is still a noble of Voss Carvin's territory. He is the eldest son of hers? So everything she told me about him is nothing but more terrifying than her. But if you are speaking, you have no reason to lie to me. Well, that's
I mean,
good.
There's information I want from you about some of the previous dealings she's had, perhaps putting Rodan into a mental institution.
What do you mean?
That's the rumor is that she has something to do with that.
I mean, I've heard the rumor, but there's been no proof of this, as far as I know myself. I mean, Rodan always seemed a little on edge. But do you think the paranoia was seeded by her? Honestly? From that far away?
It just so happened to coincide with a shift in Midas imports, and
That part is my fault. She was trying to... She wanted us to have a stronger military presence and to take the jobs away from the bridge burners. Mostly they're outdated in their usefulness, and with them not having competition, they can charge whatever price they want, which is not healthy.
right. Well, that is something I want to know.
What? If she did have something to do with him? If I found out, I could try to find you again and tell you. And all of you notice as this conversation's been going on, like, he started very diplomatic, and he has divulged into a very insecure babbling buffoon. Like, this seems like how he was acting was a front. He's not very great at all.
No.
So yes, she has put out in bounty on you, and Sebastian as well. For the
On us
murder
specifically?
and the little mouse one. For the murder of young siblings of our heritage, which I if you say aren't real, I don't understand that, but
They're
I
manufactured.
feel no kinship to the full-blooded dragons. They've all been so, other than Imperial, tedious to deal with. Very aggravating, scary, murderous.
Is Vascarvin missing any scales?
He looks down and, like, his skin begins glowing red from blushing. I can tell you she's not missing any other than the ones that are groomed from her. Whenever I return home and I have to tell her, she makes me groom her.
I'm very sorry for that.
He nods, and, like, one of the other ones, like, puts his hand on Clive's hand over his knee and just, like, squeezes it.
Well, that's how these elementals are being created, is from stolen scales. So they're not born.
So the young one nearby here, he's not a sibling of mine? Oh. Very, very well. Good. I suppose that is what we came here to tell you all.
Thank you for the information.
Yeah.
I mean, is there any way to get this stopped? If you bring back the information like we said, where they're elemental abominations made with what we've heard is human sorcery, which just sounds ridiculous.
Sorcery exists. If you have proof, I can bring it to her.
Well, right now, I mean, on us now, not really, but we're on our way to try to deal with something else. We can probably get some proof.
Well, if you...
Up until now, we found, like, some dragon scales, and, I mean, yeah. It could show you the body of some of them, I guess.
If you get tangible proof, send it to Maida. I will examine it for you. And I can bring that back to her. But be wary that the bounty on your three's head, it's enough to entice even the most cautious person.
How
Man,
much?
45,000 each.
God
Alive?
damn!
And dead?
30.
Who does one turn the bounty into?
Whoa!
Just asking for a friend.
Trivial. You know these types of businesses, and you know a person to turn it into. Just, in case they
Okay.
die, recycling,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. They don't need their bodies anymore.
That's, that's actually fair, I think.
Merc's got a merc.
Jeez.
Yeah. Sebastian's like, nah, man, I want to be like laid to rest, not. But that's everything. I believe.
If you ever feel that, and she takes the glaive off of him. If you ever feel that you might be open to a lateral move, find a new job somewhere.
This is more bracing than I wish to be towards her ever. Sorry.
Well,
May we depart?
I think so. Thanks for your information.
Thank you all. Thank you all. And he heads out with the other two in tow. You notice that the one half-dragon, he stayed very close to Clive even as they were leaving. Just standing exceptionally close. As the three of them head off.
Man. This
Immediately,
sucks.
there's about 6 cats that run into this room.
What?
we are in the chat.
Yep.
I will grab the Liara cat.
Give me
what?
opposed
Oh, no.
athletics or acrobatics. Well, Raina, you're athletics. Liara, acrobatics or athletics. Go ahead and roll.
I don't know the cat's acrobatics.
Look up cat.
Oh, that's actually really bad.
I mean, it's probably just a +4. We'll see.
It's probably
Oh,
not
yeah.
very good, yeah.
You
Yeah.
beat me.
17 +4.
Hey! +2. Oh no, that's stealth, so +2. Still, you reach down towards the cats and immediately you get 3 of them just cutting up at your arm as that one skitters away and runs back out. Liara, you've been a cat for 20 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm never using polymorph again. I saw that was a free thing for me to do level 10. This
Yeah,
isn't
it's good.
happening again.
I mean, except when it's useful. Oh no, I'm dying. 8.
Well, it's like you can only be a
It's only challenge
CR1.
rating 1. Yeah.
For polymorph? Oh, for
For
your
her-
special
her,
polymorph.
Like,
yeah.
once per day ability polymorph.
CR1s
still-
are sometimes pretty good, like if it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one
Yeah.
turned into a cat, and then I realized I was a cat for an hour.
I turned
You can
into a
stop
cat.
the spell.
Yeah,
I mean, you
just
can like
stop
break
combat.
concentration.
The cat doesn't want to stop the spell. The cat likes being a cat.
Well, I guess
Do
so.
they? Do they?
Yes. Have you ever met a cat? They think they're
Yeah.
the best cat that's ever existed.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
So, perhaps we weren't wrong thinking maybe Vance Corbin was involved. She's at least involved herself. I don't know if anyone else has.
This just makes it more complicated. Because now we got assholes like trying to hunt us down randomly. You know, you come back to town and a bunch of people following you. And it sucks.
Yeah, true. But at the same time, if they feel like they're well enough, off to come after us.
That is a lot of loot coming our way.
What'd you say,
Yeah.
Casimir?
That's a lot of loot coming our way. to think they're strong enough to kill us. That's a lot of magic that's coming to us.
Guys, I'm really low on health potions. Kills one. Ha! Found one.
Yeah. Well, I'm just keeping my eye on the fact that while we're down here, I can't like regain, what I expend. So
Yeah.
I don't want to have to fight a bunch of extra battles with bounty hunters and shit.
Looks like you guys are gonna have to think before acting now.
Oh no, it's our weakness.
I know. Improvise. And keep in mind, it's not all of your spell slots, Sebastian. It's just your paladin ones. So, what level paladin are you?
7.
7?
Well,
So
the spell
that is-
slots are like kind of combined. Like, I don't know, they don't really keep them separate.
Look up spell slots for a 7th level paladin and keep those noted elsewhere. Those are the ones
Yeah.
that don't recharge. The other ones that, if you choose to use sorcerer only, you're fine. So long as you don't spam all of your spells, we can just assume that you're being cautious, you know?
All right.
Yeah, your build of paladin is not neutered by being down here. You just now
No.
have to be worried about, am I really gonna 4th level smite over and over and over again? You just gotta think about it, that's all. But anyways. Everybody, after you've had this little conversation, for probably another 15, 20 minutes or so, an individual knocks on the door, opens it up, and they have like 2 beautiful looking people hanging over them. One man, one woman, and they're both wearing like ostentatious blue and red makeup. As he like leans in and goes, "Are you guys almost done with the room? They like privacy."
Let's go.
Huh?
Raina's telling the group. So.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the room back.
Hey, thanks. Then he stops for a second and looks you up and down. Holy fuck, Casimir! Hey! He like lets go of the other 2, comes over and like gives you a hug. Oh man, it's been a while since I seen you, and I see you got yourself a nice walking arsenal with you a little bit, and did you settle down?
Not in the slightest. Traveling. Getting involved in things I really shouldn't be.
Oh, man. Well, it's good to see you're back down here, man. Must have sucked being up on the surface. I hear it's bright as shit all the time.
It is, and it gets tiresome. And they sleep all the time.
Really?
It wastes so
Yeah.
much time.
I mean, I have like 6 consorts now, and like most of them sleep all the time. I actually got one that was an elf. Really great. Only sleeps like 4 hours. It's weird though. They stand there and they just stare. Kind of fun though.
And they bitch so much when you try to feed.
Yeah. Must not be any of the groupies.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that is true.
the hymn concert starts tonight. You going to be around for it?
Maybe. We're here in business.
Oh, that sucks. Anyways, nice to meet all of you. He waves at all of you. Y'all take care. Then brings the other 2 inside with him, and yeah, they immediately start munching. Nom 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 nom.
I have no idea what that was. But
With your previous history check, I highly doubt it. Like it's
Nope.
yeah. And also keep in mind the whole names are compromising thing. Yes, be careful about it. But Casimir's a native down here. He's fine. People know his name, and that does not compromise him. Clearly. So, you all head back outside of the bombastic little vampire scene. And, of course, as you're walking away, You reach into the garbage can and pluck out Liara, and 5 minutes later, she's back to Liara because I'm not having them running around the city trying to look for you. So yeah. Liara, you still have the taste of trash in your mouth, though.
I'm never using that spell again.
Tell me you didn't take your time to lick yourself while you were a cat.
I don't know what I did. I met some very strange individuals, and I just remember singing, and a mouse.
Well,
Any spaghetti involved?
Best Carbon has a bounty out for a couple of us. That's
Hooray!
I'm gonna look over at Trivial and then back at the group. It wasn't a lot, right?
Trivial just shrugs like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, I guess we're all being hunted now.
just
Sort of.
about.
It's a bummer.
That's an odd feeling, being hunted. I usually do the hunting.
I don't know why anyone would even hunt me. Apparently, they don't know who we are, though, so we should be fine.
Yeah, you,
All right.
you are not on her radar. So.
Cool. Who's
So we
her,
turn
by
a
the
corner
way?
and find.
Best Carbon.
Yeah, what were we saying,
Doesn't
Trivial?
sound like a good-
I said we turn a corner and find like mugshots, hand-drawn mugshots everywhere.
No, they don't
are
work
My
that
ears
fast.
right.
Yeah.
They never
Are
get
there
my ears
mugshots of
right.
people?
I'm guessing like while we're talking, we're still moving towards like wherever this
Yeah.
tree thing, like because we have the
Yeah.
intel on where the tree is.
Yes, you do.
Let's keep moving that direction.
Obviously, yes. So, you all continue wandering in that direction as you're having this conversation, keeping it hush enough that the rest of the city is not picking up on what you're putting down or hearing, obvious keywords in a location like this,
Like a bounty.
bounty, But yeah. As you all travel through here, you make it over towards the north end of this tiny little settlement down underneath the southern oasis. And you see that there is a sizable set of farms in front of you with grass down here and these glowing orbs that almost give off like sunlight from them. It's very weird. Very weird. And as you continue to walk through, it's very easy to pick up on the dairy one with a few goats, a handful of cows sitting there, free roaming. And then you notice that there's a massive tree on their property. Now, Casimir, there is one thing I should make sure everybody is aware of down here. Texas laws are active. If you step on another person's property, they have every right to shoot you. But rather, if you care if some farmer shoots at you or not, is completely up to all of you.
Let's just try not to step on their places. Unless we're really looking for the fight anyway. Or they have something shiny.
Maybe we should announce ourselves?
No, let's just knock on the door then, or walk through the path that they have there. There should be a gate, right?
There is. That leads all the way up to the front
Okay.
door of the farm.
Yeah, let's go to
Guys.
the front of the gate.
You walk all the way past the meadow itself, all the way up to the farmhouse and up the stairs where you see that there is a very tiny looking woman rocking back and forth who has a nose that most of you have two of you have only ever seen once before in your life. 3 of you? I forget. Reyna, were you still with the party when everybody went to Versier?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Sebastian and Liara, you're the only two who recognize
jeez.
what this person is. Everybody else, you've never seen a small, short-stunted, large, bulbous, and boily-looking nosed individual before in your life. You other two know that this is a gnome.
I turn to Liara and I'm saying, they're fucking spreading.
Dude, I'm a friend of Vasir. Maybe they'll like me. Hi, friend.
She reaches beside herself, pulls out an arrow, and notches it into her bow or her crossbow.
Wait.
Oh, jeez.
Wait a second. I'm gonna
Garbage
pull out
people.
one of the electrum I got from Vasir.
We didn't get any electrum from Versir. It was from that dragon near Versir. They
Roll
don't
me
care about
No,
electrum.
we
persuasion.
got some from
Roll me persuasion.
roll of persuasion. No, we definitely got electrum from Vasir. I have it in my notes. Persuasion.
Fucking no.
Ooh,
Wrong
22.
P word.
There we go.
Wrong keyword.
What? It's the same. It's the same
Modifier?
modifier.
Your persuasion's plus
Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Hashtag
Okay.
proficiency.
Oh, yeah, right. And as you hold up the electrum, they lower the crossbow, but keep their arm rested and it positioned towards you.
I ain't want
I
no
was-
problem with
I
none
was-
of
I'm
y'all
a-
people on my property here down here.
Loads a new
Um,
one.
Can we get rid of that tree? Burn it.
Yeah, I tried burning down that tree. It didn't work very much at all. It didn't seem like the fire very much at all, and then got really angry and smashed up a couple of my cows.
Yeah, it's made out of like dragon scales. You gotta get it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we can get rid of it for you.
y'all can get rid of my tree.
Yes.
I ain't gonna pay you.
You don't have to pay us. Just don't hurt us.
Y'all gotta pay me.
What?
That's not how this works. You said this
That's
tree
not
like
It's
Crush your
gonna
house.
flush cows until
Yeah,
we get rid of it.
Yeah, we're gonna
It ain't
We're gonna
bothering me
free-
all day.
more space on your farm. Give you more space to plant things.
Give me some of that green rock right there. I want more green rock. Green rock. It's Boomhauer. Come on. It's it's green rock. Electrum.
I got. How much do I even have on me?
I don't know. That's your character
Okay.
sheet.
I got 10 on me.
is electrum
Well,
green?
Yeah, Electrum's green.
I thought it was just like
Yeah, it's green.
kind of a dull silver.
No, it's green.
Pull
In
out-
this
I'll pull
world,
out
it's
two.
green. It's like a light green, like a turquoise.
Man, I
My
could have
mi- as I
played
look
up
at
the
green-
colorful aspect of the money.
Yeah, I look at the green electrum and I'm like, am I made of electrum as I hand him 2?
She reaches over and snags the two of them. She pockets them. All right, fine. All you got 5 minutes to be on my property, and then you got to be on my property in 5 minutes, or I start shooting.
Okay. Don't worry, I got this.
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna... Let me read this spell real quick.
Sebastian,
Before I do
always a good salesman. Or buysman? Yeah, you're more of a buysman than a salesman. You buy everything. You never sell shit.
it. Anyone know weights really well? Like, how much would you guys say that tree weighs?
A lot.
Over 1,000 pounds.
Nature check, people.
It's got roots and shit.
I know, but I've got my mind.
Yeah, but
And shit.
roots. Shit.
Who wants to roll a
Nature
nature check? See what they know about it.
16 roots and shit.
I have nature. I have nature proficiency. Let's do it.
Nature proficiency.
27.
27. As Sebastian's looking at it, yeah, those roots probably weigh a good amount. Liara, based off of the pulverizing force you saw from it previously and the average about damage it dealt to Casimir when it fucking hit him, you'd estimate that this tree had to have like a very strong amount of force behind it, which would obviously increase the weight behind it as well, since it moved very sluggishly. It wasn't thrusting, it was more like dropping its limbs on top of people. So your best estimate is probably closer to 900, 1200. You could probably narrow it down to just barely under 1000.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna use the spell telekinesis to pick up the tree.
Okay. Can you roll that spell in chat for me?
Yes.
Because I know it has to give a save. I just don't know which one.
I think it's a. Let me see.
Strength?
I'll put it in chat now. I hope it's not strength.
I
Actually.
hope it is.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom. Hopefully it's.
It should not be.
Is it going in chat? Let's see. Submit. There we go.
All right.
I'm gonna. Yeah, it's a strength check.
You can try to move a huge or smaller creature. Make an ability check with your spellcasting ability contested by the creature's strength check. Ooh. So give me an intelligence check.
Just it's not like my spell, because my spell attack's +9.
Make an ability check with your spellcasting ability. I'd give you proficiency. You're proficient in your abilities. That makes sense. So give me a spell attack, and let me gather up the stats of that creature real quick.
I actually don't. Do I not have spell attack? All my attacks are like saved. I'm not even joking.
Just look at that last page, roll a d20, add whatever that bonus is.
+9, yeah.
Or just roll an intelligence check and.
All right.
+4.
Plus 13, 19.
I got a 19.
Ties go in favor of attackers' AC rules. Yeah, you win. You all watch as the tree gets lifted up into the air and begins floating around as like some of the limbs start like moving very awkwardly, trying to slam as it's just getting lifted higher and higher up. Magic is bullshit. Now the ceiling in this place is 350 feet. Liar, because of your nature check, if you drop it from that height here, it will decimate half of the farm like a fucking meteor.
Oh no.
Guys, I could drop it, or we could just walk it somewhere else.
Yeah, drop it.
When the gnomish woman comes running over to you, no, don't do that shit. Is gonna shoot at you, Liara.
Wait, I'm not gonna drop it.
The 17 hit.
Shield. Ouch.
Yeah, but
no, don't drop down my property.
I'm
gonna
don't
shoot her.
Don't shoot at me. Someone please stop her from shooting.
Just possession
You're
over
the
the
one who
house.
said you were gonna drop it.
I didn't say it. I
said
asked
it.
if I should. Guys, let's just take it somewhere. I can hold it for a while.
It's just a
What were you
tree.
saying, Casimir?
Just possession over the house. It's fine.
Now! And she reloads it, aiming at Liara again.
No, wait,
still
what
running
are you doing?
forward.
I'm not dropping it. I'm not dropping it. If you shoot me, I'm gonna lose concentration and then have to drop it.
Get that thing far away from my property right now.
Okay, we are. Guys,
So
we
you
got
start
10 minutes.
walking the tree that is flailing around in the air. All right, where are you bringing it?
We gotta bring it somewhere away from civilization.
Is there like a lake we could drown it in or something?
Is there a lake? I don't know. I don't want to put it in water. I want it to
No,
be
there's
around.
no
I want it to
underground
die.
body of water down here. Obviously, the oasis is the only water they have locally. There's not that. Casimir, roll me a history check. Let's see if you know.
I will absolutely know.
Oh god. Just drop it on his house.
13. That's high enough. The DC was 10. It sucks that you actually have to roll. So roughly about like 30, 40 years ago, there was an insurrection in this town, and one of the other vampires who was in charge, his name was Vlad, he created a pit that he would literally lift up the insurrectionists and throw them and impale them into the pit. Yeah, it's only about like 500 feet that way.
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah. It's a great place to drop a tree.
Yep. Put it down. Put the tree in it.
You all
We're
start
gonna go to
following
the-
Casimir as you get over to an area that, like, you look down and there is a number of scattered bones down there. different tiny, like, bug-like creatures moving over some of the fresher dead bodies. Obviously, people still use the pit. I mean, if it's here, you got to use it.
Jeez.
And Liara, I guess you're just going to drop it into the pit.
Well, does anyone want to say a few words? Like, you are new gnome friend.
The gnomish woman's like watching you, like,
Do you want to say anything about the tree before we just end it?
Kill it.
"Ask some good fucking riddance."
Okay, I guess no one
And
wants
she
to say
shoots at
anything
the
nice.
tree.
In another life, tree would have been used for science. Tear runs down her eyes. She's gonna drop the tree.
You all watch as this large tree falls, descending down to the ground before slamming and scattering and destroying the metal spikes that it impacts down below as it lies there with this little bit of sap falling out of its body. And within about 10 feet of it, this massive impaling pit is all destroyed and decimated because of the tree. As a few of the locals come over and, like, eyes wide looking at what the fuck you guys just did. And a couple of the guards are, like, walking over, like, hey, who the fuck is making all that ruckus? And then when they realize what you just did, they're just gonna walk the other way. And I think this is a perfect place to end the session, everybody. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join our community, go ahead and join our Patreon down in the link in the description below. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.